You are now listening to the iWalter Show. Real talk about nothing.
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird brain. It's a plane. It's iWalter. iWalter. Yes, it's iWalter, strange visitor from another planet who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. iWalter, who can change the course of mighty rivers, bend ears with his annoying voice, and who, disguised as Walter Interranti, mild-mannered janitor for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth, nonsense, and the American way. And now, another exciting episode in the adventures of iWalter.
Hey, this is iWalter. I've been off for the last couple days. I was actually down Atlantic City at a ACBC convention, was a comic book convention. I won actually on Saturday only. It was actually Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, but I decided just to take the one day because Kevin Smith was going to be there, so I got a special ticket. I had upgraded my ticket to a, it's called Inner Circle ticket, and was well worth it. I actually liked this convention much better than I did the one in Philadelphia, and I paid a lot less, tons less, even for the room I had. And the room wasn't that far from Atlantic City Hotel. I apologize. My voice, I have a little bit of a cold. I picked it up because I was at a ministry concert on Wednesday of last week. The weekend before, I was at the Comic Con and Wizard Con in Philadelphia, so I apologize and try to keep it quiet tonight. And I was also obviously at the convention this weekend, which I liked the best. It is now Sunday night. I want to get this show done so I can save my voice and come up with some other things. I found some interesting stories though along the way before I go into my weekend, because I actually got to talk to Kevin Smith again, this time in front of a live audience. So that was pretty fun. I acted very goofy deliberately, just to add some more entertainment that I'm already wacky enough with him, so I just figured I would just kind of step it up one notch. Okay, I just turned up my volume level, so I apologize if you couldn't hear me before. Hopefully it will correct the low volume that I was recording previously. Anyway, yeah, that was funny. I was just trying to look for some stories first to kind of add to the mix. And I found this one that just popped up on Facebook, and it was this woman topless cooking show is the best thing on YouTube. And it was like, you got to be kidding. It's in some other language. I really couldn't tell you what it was. So I looked it up, and I found it. Lo and behold, I'm trying to look for it now because I had it bookmarked, basically. Yeah, this has got to be it here. Basically, it looks like a Fugo Maximo. Because I would assume it's like Hispanic or something, because the woman speaks some foreign language, and yeah, she does do the show topless, so it's pretty funny. Definitely entertaining. It's on YouTube. If you look at my Facebook page, you will see it. Again, it's definitely entertaining, worth checking out. Like I said, I'm going to be careful tonight because my voice is just not with me, and I was basically going to. But I've been off for a couple of days, and I need to come back, so I'm going to try to do what I can do. In addition to that, thank you, Todd Thomas. He had sent me something. It was at a Mets game. It looks like Citi Field fan can't stop groping woman next to him. He's literally grabbing her boobs and like squeezing them at a Mets game. So it was pretty funny. Him and his brother made a couple jokes about that. There was an interesting article I found on one of my favorite web pages, more so than the Huffington Post, and it said the black reverend has a bold message about who's worse than the KKK. So it shows a bunch of KKK members, some black and white picture on this. Oh, by the way, it's on the right-wing news. It says there are reasons Al Sharpton and his fellow race hustlers haven't been quick to point out the failure of liberal government. in Ferguson, Baltimore, or in New York, and it's called Job Security. So it goes on. It's a little article. I just don't really, I'm going to save my voice. So, yeah, it's kind of worth checking out. I thought it was kind of entertaining. I was hoping to be a little bit more energetic than I was. It's just my voice is kind of almost pretty much dead. So I might just continue to discuss my weekend and when I feel better. Oh, by the way, it was funny, folks, when I was down the shore, Atlantic City, I walked the boardwalk because I'm not going to be doing it the rest of the summer. So this was actually outside the convention. I got this American Sniper sweatshirt hoodie, and the one friend said, because I got it for $17, it looks really cool because it has the guy's date and death, so he wasn't that old. And that movie is coming out on Tuesday. I'm tempted to buy it just to watch it because a friend he always gets choked up when he talks about it. It's backwards on my shirt because I had taken in the mirror, so I can't really read it, but it's Chris something. I'm trying to see if I can get the right direction, no puns intended, on that guy's name. Because I had taken a couple pictures. Here we go. Chris Kyle. It says 1974 to 2013. It is a really cool shirt. Unfortunately, I shouldn't say this, but it's like a show that nobody listens to. It was really actually it was at a head shop that they had the shirt at a T-shirt stand that sold, stuff for smoking, technically illegal paraphernalia. And it was kind of funny, actually, because some guy in there, some young kid said, "Oh, come on, we got to leave. I got to smoke some pot." And the people looked at him really funny. It's like, dude, they don't want you to mention anything relating to a head shop when you are in a head shop. Because one place I know I went into, I said that, and I didn't realize. They didn't catch me. It was somewhere else. It wasn't down Atlantic City. And they said, "Oh, if you ever mention the word head shop, we will throw you out of the place." So it was pretty funny. Anyway, I apologize. I got noise in the background. Anyway, about the comic book convention, I did get to meet Kevin Smith in person for the second time. I was just as nervous as the first time. But I got tons of pictures from the comic convention this weekend. I thought it was a lot better. They're both very expensive, but this one had a little bit of a richer selection. Unfortunately, Stan Lee had to call out because he was working on a film, which I give the man a lot of credit because he's 92, I believe, and he's actually still going strong. And I think it's just that, be able to make his artwork into real motion pictures is what keeps him alive and keeps him young. So, more power to him. I was a little disappointed because I was supposed to see him with Kevin Smith, and I probably would have got up and close and personal if it was for that. But unfortunately, they had a puppet stand in, and he actually did physically call because it was kind of funny. It was at this convention, and he had purchased or got a custom-made ring from one of the vendors before the convention had taken place. So these vendors came up from South Carolina because they wanted to find out, they wanted to see Stan Lee present Kevin Smith with this special customized ring from his show Fat Man, which I think is the comic book men series. Kevin Smith always wears that. He is very skinny, by the way, folks. I overheard somebody say, though, he is not allowed to eat any sugar, so he must have been a borderline diabetic, I assume. I don't know, because he's really thin now. But he grew his beard back. So I had actually asked Kevin Smith, and as a joke, I said, hey, I love your movies, which was not a joke. I said, you kind of downplay your movies and you always insult yourself. I said that to Kevin Smith because I actually asked a question. But I mentioned him, I said, your stuff is really good. I had a friend from years ago I went to college with. I mentioned this as my question, I guess, or answer. And I said, he grew up with watching Mallrats. And I said, that was like 16 Candles to us. Because he's like 4 years younger than me. But it was 16 Candles. I couldn't remember the other movie. It was actually The Breakfast Club. Those movies are how people look at his movie of Mallrats for when he had put that out. And they said the movie didn't do that well, but honestly, it does have a cult following of kids who grew up and fell in love with his movies. So, yeah, I felt bad, and I said, and I got actually applause from that, but I kind of interrupted my own applause towards him. So anyway, I just told him, I said, hey, Kevin, you're the one who is like my person I basically worship. You got me into communications. Well, it was a friend, actually, but he did too, watching his movies, kind of gave me some ideas. And I mentioned that to him, and I said, I know you don't have time to do this because everybody else is going to ask, but I said, I got a picture of you without your beard. I want another picture with your beard. And he said, yeah, come on up. So I did, and I got this really goofy picture. He's holding the mic between his legs, and I grabbed below the mic. You'd have to see the picture. So it's pretty funny. I had a blast. He always puts this like weird expression on his face. And it was funny, though, because when I was at the show, me and this guy sat like right up front near the stage, like right on the side of the stage. You could see everything much better that way. And the camera people were up there, too. So I asked this guy who sat next to me, though, I said, hey, would you be interested? Can you take the picture for me of me and Kevin Smith? And I don't know if I mentioned this. I don't think I did, but Jason Mewes was there. So Jason Mewes said no. He told the guy, no, just give me the camera. I'll take the pictures. So he had taken the pictures. Unfortunately, I am sorry. I mean, Jason Mewes is really cool, but the pictures turned out kind of motion blurred and not that well focused. I think he just snapped them really quick. He wanted to get me off the stage. So they're not bad pictures. I just was, they weren't the best pictures, but it was kind of funny overall because you tell people, listen, Jason Mewes had taken my picture of me and Kevin Smith, and people kind of like, no matter how bad the pictures are, it just adds to the story. You got two people that you admired for years in these movies, and you watched them live. So anyway, that was pretty funny. That's my short story. Actually, at one point, Michael Rooker came out on stage. He just kind of anonymously came out, and so did Jason Mewes. And when Michael Rooker came out, I think especially Kevin Smith made the joke, you took the steam out of my long-winded speech because everybody stopped and started applauding seeing him out there. So that was pretty funny. Anyway, yes, it was definitely an entertaining weekend. I think the vendors and the people in general were just a lot more friendlier, more so than I found. I mean, I'm not saying the people were that bad, but there was definitely a different feel between Philadelphia and being at Atlantic City at that convention, because you got some people that at both conventions, they traveled really far, but you had more people that were fan base for specific people like Kevin Smith, Michael Rooker, and also Jason Mewes. So, yeah, bottom line is it just, you had a group of people that wanted to be there. Not that you didn't at the other one. For some reason, I grew up, watching Doctor Who as a child. I was 13 years old when I first started watching it. And then when I had, now I'm almost 50 and I still love Doctor Who, but the fan base is not the same. Because I remember when I was a kid, even a teenager, we had get-togethers of people from like Philly, Delaware, that they would have these, people would contact you from the conventions and say, hey, we're having a get-together with other Doctor Who fans. And, you just sit at the house and BS about everything except Doctor Who, but then you would talk a little bit about that. It was great. Now it's just like a very conceited group of people who are more interested in themselves than other fans in the show, and they want to stay in their little tight niche inner circles. So it's definitely, and Kevin Smith didn't charge anything, so it was free for the picture. Another gentleman went up and he actually had taken asked Kevin Smith. He was really nice. The man is incredibly nice. He asked, hey, can I get some autographs for a friend? And he actually had 2 pictures. Kevin Smith didn't have a problem about it. He actually focuses on each fan as individuals and as a whole at the same time. So again, I can't say enough about Kevin Smith. He was a very nice man. And everybody, even there was one person I think I pissed off. There's a girl from Red Bank, and she was trying to say, oh, Kevin, I want to get a job with you working with your company. And he says, oh, yeah, I have no problem. He says that to everyone because he's just a very nice man. But honestly, he doesn't have that much of a say on who he hires. Now, he has his inner circle of friends that he makes sure that he keeps them in a job like anybody would do, like your own. It's his family almost. Not really, but I mean, it's his family of friends. So he's going to focus on those people more. When I actually went up, because you remember from the previous time, I said, hey, Kevin, I gave you this crappy film, and I'm sure you probably didn't watch it, but, I'm back again. I just wanted to tell you, I still, I apologize because that film, if you would have watched it, if you didn't or did, we made a lot of jokes about Tusk, and it was before I had seen the film. A friend had mentioned we should put a lot of jokes how bad Tusk were, and the friend was going by the reviews that were posted online in the newspapers and from these reviews. We didn't watch it. I watched, and I said, Kevin, after I saw your film the last time down in Red Bank, I said it was really good. It actually kind of really creeped out my mother, but yet both of us, especially my mother, she wanted to watch all the extras. I said that's a good sign. So so he's got a lot of potential in his movies, and he actually influences a lot of people because he's just an average guy who worked at a retail super, like a 7-Eleven's type place, a mini mart. And he had this goal that, hey, I want to do more of my life than that. And he made this film, and everything he touches just seems to turn to gold. He just doesn't see it. So, and he actually influences tons of people, even younger generations of kids that weren't even born when this movie first came out of Clerks. So in that sense, it's pretty cool that the man's got a lot of influence. He's just got a low self-esteem, so once in a while you got to let him know, listen, dude, you're definitely influenced me. I'm older than him, and a lot of people younger than him. So, it was a rat race going down. It's a 2-hour drive from my house. But I tell you one thing, it was worth it. This weekend was more entertaining, and I had more fun than I had at WizardCon, and I didn't get that negativity feeling that I got from anyone except the one girl who she was a fan of Kevin Smith's stuff. She was a lot younger. She was like half our age. And she's, I've been waiting 20-some years to go see Kevin Smith. It was like, you weren't even born when his first film came out. I have nothing against that. I always like seeing people that are influenced by his stuff. But, yeah, she kind of walked abruptly by me at the end of the show, his Q&A, like she was pissed off because, listen, you got to stroke this guy's ego, because not in the bad way. It's just he forgets how much of a powerful influence he is in the media and in his film work. So I just make sure to remind him of that, Kevin Smith. So she was more interested, I want to get a job with you. Trust me, I've already tried that. And the way you pursue him is you got to kind of let him know who you are. And once you kind of see him more than once, obviously I saw him more than once now, he remembers you. And if you come off as a real person, not as somebody just trying to milk him for a job, the man will remember that more. I respect the man for what he does. Hey, I would love to work for him, but I'm not going to, jam it down his throat. You should hire me. I just wanted to see what I've done, how he's influenced me. And hey, if I can end up in one of his films, that would be great too. But you can't, push that on him because if you do that to any human being, they're going to turn the other way and run away. So anyway, yes, this is the third time I actually have seen Kevin Smith. I've actually saw him down in Philadelphia with his Smodcast show. And I still haven't, I apologize, I have never watched his Smodcast yet, or listened to it, I should say, or Comic Book Man. My father has watched Comic Book Man. I haven't. So I heard it's really good, though. I'm getting to actually past my, I don't want to take it too long tonight because my throat. But I still have to sit down and watch it. I bought a lot of his double discs, with his speeches he does, and those were incredible. I could sit through those, and I had no problem. I had no problem seeing him live. Now that I actually got to meet the man, it was, more than once, 3 times now, twice that I actually got to shake his hand and get pictures with him. It just means that much more. I mean, I don't care what he does. It just seems like it's got some influence on everyone, including me. So, yes, it was definitely an interesting weekend. And I apologize. I'm going to throw this in real quick. But Ryan was asking me, when can we do a podcast together? And I mentioned to him, I'm going to try to set up sometime. So I apologize, Ryan, on his Agony movie, his film. I was going to try to push that and tell Kevin about my podcast, which I forgot about both. I got so nervous. But yeah, I'm going to try to do a Skype session with Ryan sometime once I get my voice back. I'll let him know I lost my voice now, kind of. It's not right there tonight either, so I apologize. I just wanted to make sure there's not a really big gap on my podcast. I need to keep these going. Anyway, yeah, it was a very enjoyable weekend. Again, they actually had all the Batmobiles. They said there was the film ones. I don't know if they were actually used in the movies or these were replicas. But they had everything from Adam West, which I found out he was there this weekend. And I wanted to kick myself because I would love to see Adam West, who played the original Batman. But all the Batman mobiles, all the Batmobiles from every movie was there. And the guy was charging like $50 if you wanted to get your pictures. Because that's probably that's a lot of cars that were hauled in. The guy had a replica of every one, or maybe they were the film ones. I don't know. But they were really cool. I got a bunch of pictures of different girls dressed up in different cosplay costumes. There was a girl actually dressed up as a female Deadpool, because I asked her, I thought she was actually Harley Quinn. She says, no, I'm actually the female version of Deadpool. And it was like she was a very nice girl. There was a lot of nice girls there that were very friendly. They didn't snub you like Billy Piper did. They were very down-to-earth people. It just meant that much to me. I really appreciate that. I actually walked in with one of the guys who were playing Batman. I walked right by him, and I said, how are you doing? And he said, how are you doing, Batman? And it was like, dude, I should have got a picture. It would have been free at that point. I had to pay for it then, but it was worth it. The guy was very nice. There's a guy who played the Joker from the new movies, the Dark Knight movies. And the guy just stood at a table or sat at a table, did not move a flinch. He stood still for the whole entire convention. He did not move a muscle. And he looked like the one from the Dark Knight. But he was like when when the Joker gets placed in jail and he just sits there. Well, the guy did that for hours on end. And I thought it was a statue, but it really wasn't. It was a real man. So that was definitely very entertaining. And there's a lot of places down there to go and see on the boardwalk. Very entertaining people. Unfortunately, you're here back and forth that, the economy's not that bad down there. The media pushes it in that direction that things, and because a lot of businesses closed down in Atlantic City, that it's not that dangerous. And I hate to tell you, but I had a lot of people asking me for money, street people, and on the boardwalk who slept there too. And I really felt bad, but it was kind of scary at the same point. Actually, there was a lot of Star Trek, that too, actually, because Shatner was there, which I didn't see. Comic book men were there, but I was just so exhausted after Kevin Smith, I couldn't do it anymore. But yeah, there was a lot of Star Wars stuff. They have this one guy, he actually asked me, you want a picture in there? Because they were free, too. All the pictures were free. And there's this guy who has that set up from the original Star Wars where they get stuck in the trash compactor with that creature. Well, he set it up. It looked just like it, so I got a picture with that on my Facebook page. That's my main page. I got 3 different Wonder Woman pictures with 3 different women who played the part walking around. They were real nice about it. One with a woman who was dressed up like somebody from the old series of Star Trek. Got a picture of 2 guys dressed as Jay and Silent Bob. I said, guys, I'm just going to call you Jay and Silent Bob if that's cool with you. And they were real nice about that. One last story I wanted to mention, again, before my throat completely gives out again. There was this really nice people there. These people, nice girl, really cute girl, and a couple guys. And I got to look for their webpage. They actually made a custom ring. So they came up from North or South Carolina. So I forget. I apologize. I apologize to them too because I don't have their card on hand. But I made sure to put it on their Facebook page. They made a custom ring that Stan Lee had ordered. It's made of pure sterling metal, and it was made custom for Kevin Smith, purchased by Stan Lee. Stan Lee was supposed to give it to him. I'm trying to look for the pictures. I feel really bad if I don't get these people a little bit of a plug on my show. Not that it means much for because not many people listen. But anyway, they were like really upset because Stan Lee was supposed to present them with. I'm trying to look for it now. Present their ring to them. And I made sure to put it on their webpage, so I apologize. I'm not seeing it. But Kevin Smith was so ecstatic. They had this Stan Lee puppet give it to him, and he actually called in live from wherever he's shooting his film. And I got pictures of Jason Mewes and Michael Rourke on there too. But, yeah, they were so ecstatic to see that I had actually had taken some pictures. Unfortunately, a lot of them had major motion blur, and I felt bad about that, so I apologized to him. I apologize to him now because I don't see their thing. I said I would put on their webpage their pictures so I would know, and I can't find it. So I'm going to see how long I can kind of drag this out. One, I don't have a voice, so that's not helping anything. Anyway, yeah, but they made this custom ring, and I said, yeah, I got a bunch of pictures of Kevin's. Well, they saw some of the pictures I showed them, and they said, oh, they were so upset that I could probably just take a break, but you know what? My voice is almost so gone, I don't think I have time to do that. So I might have to mention it on another show, this people's link. So, yeah, because my voice is starting to go. But very nice people. I apologize again. It's one of those things like Ben Affleck and Matt Damon said when they said, oh, we wanted to thank somebody and we can't remember who. I'm doing that now. But, yeah, these people made custom rings. There was two people on my thing. It actually may be on my Twitter or my Instagram. So I'm going to check that real quick and see if I can come up with it. But I was talking to the girl for a long time, and I said, yeah, you did a really nice job. They actually made a one for themselves as well. And they kept on really upset that they wanted to see Stan Lee give them the ring they had custom made. Maybe I do have a picture, so I apologize. Yeah, it says this custom, it's called Bat Jeepster Ring is the name of the website, batjeepsterring.com. But they had made a custom ring for Kevin Smith. I'm going to see if I can pick this up. So hold on 1 minute. So I'm going to keep on talking. And you're going to hear that clicking. All right, Bat Jeepsters. No, it's not coming up. I'm probably spelling it wrong. Yeah, you can actually find images of the fact. I was trying to get a picture of them and myself, but it is called Bat Jeepster Rings. And they make these really incredible rings. It's called batjeepsters.com. It has an S on the end. So that's BATJEEP, like Jeep. STER, looks like RINGS.com. And they made these make these incredible rings for all these different things. And the girl asked me about different shows, which honestly I don't watch. She was a really cute girl too. They're a great group of people, and the guy is incredibly nice. The main guy who makes the rings, and two of the guys, they're very nice. The whole group of them are very nice. So I can't say enough for those guys. I apologize. I had taken so long. They make really good custom rings of everything from every superhero, which includes also sorry about that, folks. ones for like the Green Lantern and other things. But that Fat Man one was incredible. Check out my Instagram. That's my Instagram, by the way, is Lennox2001. It's all lowercase, but it's not 2001. It's actually 001. So I put some pretty cool pictures up, and then also some humorous pictures too that I found on the boardwalk. So, yeah, overall though, it was just, I can't say enough. It was incredible. It made up. Unfortunately, I got myself sick over the whole deal, but it was an incredible weekend. Everybody was like incredibly nice. Made my weekend. Check out my pictures on my Facebook page too, if you can, and try to stay tuned to upcoming shows when I get my voice a little bit more clearer than it is tonight. So I apologize. I didn't mean to cough into the thing. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you heard this. I might leave it go at this because I'm actually going over my half-hour mark at this point. Anyway, this came up earlier today. It was 6 hours ago. Says multiple people killed in the biker war at Waco, Texas. Now, here's the funny thing. The place that it had taken happened was actually called Twin Peaks. I didn't know there was an actual town called Twin Peaks. So, yeah, a bunch of people, and it was biker gang against biker gang. They actually got pretty violent, and quite a few people got hurt or killed. And it actually happened in Twin Peaks, Waco, Texas. So that was very entertaining. Anyway, my voice is like really going now, folks. So I hope you enjoyed my show. Check out that A Fergo Maximo. That's pretty entertaining. The girl who does her shows topless. That story on the right wing about that there's more worse than the KKK. And definitely check out my pictures from the convention this weekend because I really had an incredible time. I thought it was great. And Kevin Smith, like always, is just like a super nice guy. So, folks, everyone, just have a good night or, a good week. I'll be back. Depends how long it takes me to get my voice back. Okay, have a good one.